What's up, y'all? It's Kamikaze MMA coming back for another video. Starting right off, Alan Carr versus Irene Carnelosi. Now, this fight started off, I got this fight right. I was a little worried when this fight started off. I'm not going to lie. The fight started off, and the Carnelosi girl was just holding Alan Carr up against the cage. And then at the end of the round, Alan Carr got on top and just started unloading. Second round was pretty boring. Nothing really happened in the second round. And then the third round comes out and submits her. In the third round, comes out and submits her. What was it? Oh, shoot. I don't remember what it was. I think it was a rear naked choke. There were a lot of rear naked chokes, so I'm just going to go with a rear naked choke. Anyways, it was a pretty good fight. Pretty fun fight for the best women's fight on this card by far. Philip Rowe versus Ko Suk-hyun. Ko Suk-hyun almost finishes Philip Rowe in the first round. I'm surprised they honestly didn't stop that for a second. For a second, I was like, they're going to stop. They have to stop it, and they didn't. And then Ko just basically stayed on top and Khabib maxed for 3 rounds straight, essentially. 11 to 124 total strikes, 4 to 36 significant, 4 for 4 takedowns. The Korean Tyson is one of the best grapplers in the sport. Moving up, Elise Ardeline versus Montserrat Ruiz. I think I picked Montserrat Ruiz because she had less losses. She looked terrible, and apparently she lost. No, I think I picked Ardeline because she got KO'd twice, and I don't know who I picked. Either way, boring-ass fight. I fell asleep for this one and the next one. Ketlin Vieira versus Norma Dumont. Nothing really happened in either of these fights. Norma Dumont clearly won, though, from the stats. I was not going to rewatch that. Moving up, Dante Johnson versus Cedric Dumas. Surprise, Cedric got out of the first round. Got dropped in the first round, if I'm not mistaken. Second round comes out. Dante just shoots a takedown, gets it instantly, and submits him instantly. 7-0 with 7 finishes. First submission. First time going to the second round. Crazy. Timothy Kumba versus Lee Chang-ho. This was the second fight I got wrong. Yeah, because I think I got the Elise Ardeline fight wrong. This was the second fight. This was a close fight, though. I mean, if we're looking at total strikes, 88 to 39 is kind of crazy. 3 for 8 takedowns, 2 for 4 takedowns for Timothy Kumba. It was a close fight. I think it could have gone either way. I'm not going to yell robbery, though. I think Timothy Kumba definitely could have won that fight, but, you know, cool. It was actually a pretty boring fight. It was mostly just Lee Chang-ho shooting up against the cage, but anyways, a lot of submissions on this card, by the way. I'm going to put that in the thumbnail, but a lot of submissions. Very, very strange how many submissions there were. Moving up, Billy Elikana versus Kevin Christian. Billy Elikana goes out there. 6'6" versus 6'3", if I'm not mistaken. 6'4", maybe 6'2", somewhere in that range. 6'2" to 6'4" versus 6'6". Billy Elikana could not touch Kevin Christian for the first 3.5 minutes. And then at 3.5 minutes, he lands a right hook straight on the nose. Probably breaks his nose, at least busts it up. Drops Kevin Christian. Gets a nasty rear naked choke. Traps his arm behind his leg. He's tapping to himself. I think he's tapping himself. The ref doesn't see it. His corner is screaming. He's tapping, he's tapping, he's tapping. Screaming. You can hear it. You can hear it from the broadcast. That is his corner is yelling, he's tapping. And they just don't stop the fight. Billy Elikana puts him out cold. Pretty bad submission loss, to be honest. But good fight. Alan Nascimento versus Cody Durden. What a scrap. What a scrap. Alan Nascimento came out there like he was terrified. I've never seen someone look... he looked like Ayman Zahabi. He looked terrified to be in the cage. Don't know how he ended up winning. He looked so scared to be in there. Cody Durden is not good, though. So that's probably how he ended up winning. I mean, has he lost in the UFC? Tagir Ulanbekov, and then has he lost since? I don't believe he's lost since Tagir Ulanbekov. But he's only fought like once a year, so... Anyways, Alan Nascimento wins by submission in the second round. Another submission. Got that fight right as well. Charles Radke versus Daniel Frunza. What a weird fight this was. Charles Radke looked like he almost got knocked out from Daniel Frunza punching him behind his head. It looked like Charles Radke was getting rocked by that. Daniel Frunza was getting rocked as well. I was rooting for Daniel Frunza after he escaped that first rear naked choke. And then Charles Radke locks up another rear naked choke in the third round. And Daniel Frunza's just like, yeah, bro, I'm done. I'm done. There's nothing I can do anymore. So, good performance from Charles Radke. The most dominant performance we've seen from him so far. I mean, didn't look good on the striking, but, you know. It was good. It was a good fight. Good fight. It wasn't entertaining per se, but it was a good showing from Charles Radke to be like, look, I got this in my game too. Put the welterweights, the welterweights on notice with that one. Moving up to the weirdest fight I've ever watched in my life. In my life, the weirdest fight I've ever watched. Isaac Dolgarian versus Yair Davali. The fight starts. Isaac Dolgarian throws a head kick. It skims his head. It lands-ish. And then Isaac Dolgarian's like, oh, I landed a head kick. Let me just shoot at his legs now. Yair Davali gets the back immediately. Essentially, it gets the back immediately. TKOs Isaac Dolgarian on the ground. Isaac Dolgarian cannot move for the life of him. If Yair Davali just kept punching him, the fight would have ended. When Davali went for the choke, I was like, Isaac Dolgarian's probably so happy this dude just went for a choke. He would have been finished within 2 more seconds of Davali just throwing punches because he could not move. But Davali goes for a choke. Dolgarian just is like, I'm fine with this choke being under my chin. I'm just going to fight the other hand. I'm never going to take this choking arm off of my throat. I'm just going to fight the other hand. And then if he locks it up too tight, I'm just going to tap. Basically accepted defeat. Terrible performance. Honestly, that's like a cuttable performance. I don't know exactly what was happening. The shift too and the odds was weird too. I don't know exactly what was happening, but whatever. Davali wins in the first round by submission. Looked crazy impressive. Crazy impressive. Moving up, Jeremiah Wells versus Themba Gorimbo. Now, I don't know if anyone was rooting for Themba Gorimbo, but I definitely the fuck was not. This dude is terrible. He needs to be cut from the organization. Why the fuck did The Rock give him a house? This dude is terrible. He's terrible. Jeremiah Wells loses the first round because he can't stand up. Themba Gorimbo gets a takedown in the second round, if I'm not mistaken. Jeremiah Wells reverses it. Does something with the grappling. And then the third round comes along, and Themba Gorimbo looks like a shell of a shell. He doesn't even look like a shell of himself. He looks like a shell of himself. Terrible performance from Themba Gorimbo. Cuttable performance from Themba Gorimbo. 2 losses in a row, if I'm not mistaken. 2 losses in a row. I mean, who wants to watch this dude fight? The only time that it's fun to watch this dude fight is when he's getting his ass kicked. Jeremiah Wells, good performance. Really good showing from Jeremiah Wells, actually. The cardio he showed in this fight was really good. He won rounds 2 and 3 clear. I think clear. But moving up, Waldo Cortez Acosta versus Ante Delia. Tom Aspinall might just retire right now. We might never see Tom Aspinall fight in the UFC again. Never. We might never see him fight in the UFC again. How can he? How can he fight in an organization where there's not closed gloves? I don't think he can. I don't think he can. Really. I like Tom Aspinall. He's not one of my favorite fighters, but I do like him. His eye poke was not bad, okay? His eye poke was not bad, okay? We have to come together. Oh, but it was a double eye poke. Yeah, he was holding the eye that wasn't poked bad. Now, maybe it hurt. Maybe it hurt him. Who knows? I'm not sure. I wasn't eye poked. The second that Waldo Cortez Acosta was poked, his eye was like closed like this and swollen and bloodshot red. Like you could, it was like this. His hole around here was like bloodshot red. Terrible eye poke. The dude definitely way worse eye poke than Tom Aspinall. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. The doctor laughed at Tom Aspinall saying, shouldn't the fight have been stopped? The doctor was like, yeah, sure, dude. Yeah, sure. Sure, buddy. That was not a bad eye poke. Tom Aspinall quit. Sorry, he quit. You cannot go from Waldo Cortez Acosta basically, essentially having at least a cornea scratch, at least scratch retina, scratch cornea, whatever it is. He definitely has something with his eye. Something is wrong with his eye. Nothing was wrong with Tom Aspinall's eye. Nothing. That brother could see. I'm telling you right now, that brother could see. Bro, that shit actually pissed me off. So yeah, let's go over the fight though. The fight starts. Neither of them want to throw much, so they're not really throwing much. They're just kind of at range, just like. Delia starts throwing smoke at him. Smoke and fire. Starts just throwing at him. Waldo Cortez Acosta starts trying to throw back. Delia obviously is winning every single exchange. Backs up. Comes back in. Scratches his cornea. Evades the left hook. Comes back. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right. And Waldo Cortez Acosta, Mark Smith comes in, does not wave off the fight, says, let's check if it was this eye poke. Oh, it was an eye poke. Let's start the fight back. The second he said, let's start the fight back, he goes up to Delia and he goes, watch your fingers. Don't poke him in the eye. This is your final warning. I will take a point. And Delia goes, like the second he did this, I knew he was going to get knocked out in the first round. I knew he was. There's no way you can be ready for a fight and just go like, oh, well, whatever happens. Goes out there, lands a nice jab. He lands a really nice jab on Cortez Acosta's face. Cortez Acosta just throws a wild overhand. Puts him out. Puts him out. Not really cold, but close enough. I mean, he was stumbling around the octagon after it, so it was pretty much as close to cold you could get. Tom Aspinall, this is a terrible look for you, dude. Terrible. And it's like, yeah, it's not your fault that you got poked in the eye, and no one's saying it's your fault, but we all know that poke wasn't that serious, bro. We all know that, except for MMA Guru, because he's a delusional cocksucker. He's a delusional cocksucker. All right? I mean, there's only a couple of times that he's like, typically I agree with most of his takes, but there's some times where he's just a delusional cocksucker, dude. And he's like, no, Tom was double eye poked. You don't understand. It doesn't matter that he didn't have a scratched cornea. He was double eye poked. So, he didn't complain about the one. This is what happened. One of them went like a knuckle deep in his eye, and the other one just stayed here. He started complaining about this one. Okay? Look, just look at it. Like, damn. He's like, not every eye poke's the same. Yeah, Waldo Cortez Acosta had a much worse eye poke than Tom Aspinall did. And Waldo Cortez Acosta knocked out his opponent right after. Tom Aspinall quit right after. So, no, not all eye pokes are made the same, because Cortez Acosta has eye damage from an eye poke, and he still won his fucking fight. Okay? So, and then the main event, early stoppage. I wanted to see David Anama die. Not really. I mean, it was a fine stoppage. I don't think David Anama complained that much. I hate when people complain from stoppages. It's like, unless it was like the Ion Kutalaba fight, where he's just obviously faking it, and then he goes straight back to steady and throws a right hand, and the ref is like, oh no, I have to stop this. Unless it's like something like that. Dude, if you get knocked down and you're just like walking around like this, like the whole time, and you're getting knocked down consistently, guess what's going to happen? The fight's going to stop. Like, secure your body language. Steve Garcia is fucking good. I don't know how he is 6 feet tall. I thought this dude was like 5'6" his entire career until this fight. I was like, what? He's 6 feet tall? That makes no sense whatsoever. It makes no sense whatsoever. He looks like he's like 5'3". I mean, he looks tall in that fight, but I feel like most of the times I've seen him fight, he looks like he's 5'6". Maybe he had a 33-year-old growth spurt. I'm not exactly sure, but, you know, it was an okay card. Weird co-main event. That was strange. Weirdest feature fight, or not the feature fight, but the one before it, the Diwali fight. That was the weirdest fight I might have ever seen in my life. But yeah, really submission heavy card. There was 6 submissions on this card. Really crazy. And I got 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, 4-2, 5-2, 6-2, 7-2, 7-3. I believe I picked Isaac Dolgarian. 7-4, 7-5, and 8-5. 8-5. So I got 8 picks right, 5 picks wrong. Not a terrible. I mean, there was a lot of weird stuff going on in this card. I might have picked Duval. I don't really remember who I picked. I haven't slept in like 2 days. That was part of the reason I slept during the Norma Dumont fight. Not the full reason, but that was part of the reason. But yeah, that's essentially all. Tom, he has to make a statement about this. And MMA Guru, I know you're not going to watch this, but bro, come on. You can't be that delusional. Go look at both of the eye pokes. Go look at the damage on Waldo Cortez Acosta's eye versus Tom Aspinall's eye. And if you can say with a fucking straight face that Tom Aspinall's eye poke was worse, you are retarded. You are retarded, okay? Tom Aspinall's eye poke was nothing. It was nothing. It was nothing. In comparison to Waldo Cortez Acosta's poke that we just saw, where he finished his opponent in the next 30 seconds, Tom Aspinall's eye poke was nothing. Nothing. I am going to pick Tom Aspinall in the rematch with Cyril Gahn, but you have to be honest. If you're not honest and you're not integral to the what's really fucking happening, then you're a loser. Okay? You're a loser. Tom Aspinall's eye poke was nothing compared to Waldo Cortez Acosta. That's the main point of this video. Peace.